Hello, all my wonderful people. Welcome or welcome back. I am Empath Divine, your intuitive reader. I hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday today. If you would like to book your own personal read, don't forget to check the description box and always head on over to the community tab for more information. All right, guys, this is what is today's date? Because I don't want to say the wrong date. I believe it's the 4th. Yeah, it is. It is April 4th. But this is still a timeless collective message here. I wanted to do something a little different today with collective messages. It's going to be more of a pick a card message, but this is going to be more about shadow, your inner shadow, an inner shadow healing message, some type of guidance message that can help you with your inner shadow journey, that is. I'm sorry. So if some of you don't know about the inner shadow, feel free to look up the inner shadow. I always suggest that you guys get journals. Amazon has a lot of affordable journals that you guys can write in under $10, guys, with inner shadow healing journeys to get you to start talking up that soul. You know, it is the shadow. We all have a shadow in us. You know, the shadow to me is not perceived as something bad. The shadow is something I feel we hide from, things that we keep hidden. You know, we keep these things hidden because of fear, judgment, you know, we avoid, you know, but it is about bringing this shadow out, you know, so that we can be the best version of ourselves here. So I always feel that's deep. If you guys ever want a deeper private read about the inner shadow messages that with these kind of cards that I am using, feel free to look in the description box about how to book me to get a private reading about that. Okay. I love doing work like that. I will be trying to do that in the near future with giving shadow counseling work for others that may need that. Okay. So I want to do a pick a card message because I was going to do a collective, but I just felt more guided to a pick a card message for it to give someone an individual message. So it is important that you guys take what you feel resonate that may be going on with your inner self. You know, be real, you know, what you feel that your inner shadow is telling you. And this is my first time doing a reading like this, so I wouldn't really tell y'all to look at previous collective readings, but I will be doing more like this in the future. So we are going to pick 4 numbers, 1 to 4, okay? And I'm going to pick up one of these inner shadow messages here, or guiding messages for you to tell you something and channel, elaborate on it. If you feel compelled to more than one message, then that means you may have more messages from the inner shadow in your healing journey, or maybe you guys may need to start the healing journey, okay? So we're going to start with number 1. I am going to give you an affirmation of the day first, and then we'll do that. So this is for my collectives who have chosen number 1. Let's give you an affirmation for today. Okay, this one here, and that's what I'm going to get. So we have today I choose. Today I will only surround myself with people who support me. So it's like today I choose me. Okay, so I like that. Say today I choose me. Make sure y'all repeat that. Those who pick number 1, today I choose me. Say it every day. Look in the mirror and say that, you know, today I choose me. It is time for you to surround yourself with like-minded people. You know, disassociate yourself with those who are negative, those who don't take your thoughts into consideration. You know the vibes. A lot of y'all know the vibes and y'all tend to ignore it. Some of you that pick this pile may tend to keep yourself around these negative people because you feel good. You don't want to feel alone. You know how you get used to something for so long, even if it's bad, it just becomes a habit, right? It's like, okay, even though they're not supporting me, but I have somebody around me. So this can definitely be people that's in relationships that you know that's not good for you, or family. But I feel like with this pal today, choose you, okay? So let's see a inner shadow message for you guys that chose pile 1. And we'll pull a little tarot behind this as well too for more messages. So let's see, inner shadow message for those who chose pile 1 spirit. What may be an inner shadow message for them? We had this card came out here. Okay, and let's see what we have here. Nice artwork. All right, so we have anguish that's coming in here. So it says, simply knowing there is an end to this feeling of sorrow is the very beginning of your healing progress. So the anguish here, a lot of you are feeling pain. You're feeling uncertainty in this energy, but I feel like those who pick pile 1, you're about to start your healing process. It does give the vibe even here in this card here with choosing yourself. It's kind of like you guys are knowing. You're like, you're not, how can I say this? You're not trying to ignore the niche anymore. You're like, you know what? It's time. You know, I said it, avoidance. You know, some of us with inner shadow, we avoid. So it's like, you know, even this message probably speaks volumes for you. It's like, listen, in order for it to be an end to something, we have to admit it, you know. A lot of you are in that energy that you're tired. You're tired of feeling sorry. You're tired of feeling depressed. You're tired of this situation following you. Just like a shadow, you know, the things that we keep throwing back, it follows us. And you're tired of this following you, right? So it's like, listen, simply knowing that there's an end. It is an end to what you are dealing with. Will it erase out of your mind? No, it won't erase out of your mind, but it won't haunt you every day. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I feel for some of you that you're feeling this pain heavy is because your guides and your soul is speaking to you saying, listen, we got to heal. You know, you're trying to manifest these new beginnings. You're trying to manifest love, or you're trying to manifest all these things you're trying to put into motion. But we can't put it into motion until this blockage gets removed, and then we can keep going, right? It's like you're trying to, I see like, what's those things called in the water? Water boats. And you know how like if you go undersea, you can see the jet, the little the spinning thingy of the wheel, and it's like you keep trying to hit the gas to get that going, but there's something blocked in there. It can't move until you remove it out. I don't know why they're making me see the ocean. Maybe some of you are water signs because it was pretty blue in this energy, but you know, the anguish, the pain, it's time to confront the pain. Okay, is there anything else for those who chose this pile 1, you know, with letting go of this anguish and this I'm about to say power, but feelings here. Okay. I'm hearing it's time to release the dragon. Okay. A dragon just came out. Yeah, we have the death card. It's like it's really time for you to like put an end to this. 5 of Cups here, you guys. Yeah. 3 of Swords here. It's time. And like I said, with the Page of Cups, it's like you guys are trying to manifest. You guys are trying to manifest opportunities and love and things towards you. It's not saying the manifestations is not there. You see how all these cards we pulled out and Page of Cups was right behind it. So it's like it's there for you, but you know, it's time. You know, 8 of Wands came out reverse too. And it's like, you know what, it's really time for you to it's like divine is saying is to navigate. That's how we saying that? Navigate. Yeah, navigate, because you know, Spirit be having me saying my own words, y'all. To navigate your journey in a different direction. You get what I'm saying? It's like I said, with the 8 of Wands, I feel that too. You're manifesting for something, and it's like the divine is trying to send you signs about it, but they're like, listen, we can't give you this until you get this person out your life, till you heal from this, till you admit this, till you accept this. So it's like the death card is coming in. It is time to let go. It is time to release, and you can do it. It is a process, but it can be done, okay? Because some of you that chose this power may say, oh, I want to do it, but I don't feel that I can, or how can I? You can. It's all about the research, and I feel like a lot of you need to start the research and process, but I do feel those that chose this pal have started the research process, and it's all about hitting that reset button. It is time for you to hit the reset button in your life. It's like you guys are seeing a button and you're going around it. You're like, oh, I don't know, should I press this red button? I'm afraid because if I press this button, everything's going to go boom, it's going to explode. You need the explosion. You need the explosion. Because when something, boom, it explodes, you get to see the debris. You get to pick up the debris. You guys need to pick up the debris. The debris is the equivalent to what you need to heal from. Okay? And you definitely can make this happen. I definitely feel those that chose this pal is starting to say, you know what? I got to do this. I can't live in this energy no more. I can't live in sorrow. I can't keep focusing my energy on a past situation. I'm missing so many opportunities. With this Page of Cups is showing that there is so many opportunities that is trying to come towards you. There's so many things that's trying to be offered towards you, but you can't see it because of the anguish and pain that you hold in. Okay? So listen, when you begin to say, I am ready, I choose me, okay? You get to 808 showed up. I was about to say that. When you choose you get to navigate and open up the key to your abundance, all right? And I feel very, very strongly for those that this can happen. It is time for your rebirth process, okay? So that is for those who chose number 1. Beautiful read. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to use a separate tarot card. I have 2 tarot card decks, so being that I chose 4 numbers, I'm just going to be going back and forth with the cards, okay? All right, so I'm going to be using this card, and this is going to be for those who chose number 2, okay? So give me 1 second. For those who chose number 2, we're going to give you an affirmation card for today. All right, pal 2. And let's give you an affirmation card for today of what you need to know, pal number 2. Okay, pal number 2, you have today, I am brilliant, okay? Today, every idea I have is creative, thoughtful, and full of potential. So it's like, you know, today, just say how creative you are. You are brilliant. You are strong. You are a master of your creation. You are abundant. You are a manifester. Okay, your new beginnings is coming to full center here. Okay, so it's like the divine is trying to get those who chose pile number 2 to just get it in your head that you are prosperous. You are the prosperity. Right? Winning is your birthright here. So say that to yourself today and every day. Like, I am brilliant. I am capable of making this happen. So there is some creativity. There is some thoughts that you guys are trying to do. But I feel like with this pal, it's like you tend to contradict yourself a lot, and you tend to you're too critical on yourself, and that can definitely have a lot to do. I feel like for those who chose this pal, you have a type of inner shadow healing with your parents. So if you chose this pal, it's like Your parents either were too hard on you, or your parents wanted you to be something that deep down inside you didn't want to be, or they were just really just flat out harsh and critical on you. Like, and some children deal with that with parents. Like, you could have been the baby, or you could have been the oldest, but they look to you like, oh, like, let's say you came up with an idea or something you want to do. You had a parent who always downplayed what you do, but then if another sibling says the same thing, they go for it. So I feel like some of y'all, it's not gonna be for everybody, but I feel some of y'all have a lot of animosity, I feel, towards a parent or something of that. Like, someone from your past made you feel like you weren't smart enough or capable enough. That's what I feel with that energy. Any other shadow message here? Thank you. With yeah, we got grief with this pal here. So it says the feeling of loss can be debilitating, but sorrow becomes part of our healing experience. What you have far outweighs what you lost. At least you had it for a time. So yeah, some type of grief you guys are dealing with. Grief seems to be one of your shadow energies. Now remember, grief comes in all forms. Grief, when we hear the word, that could be equivalent to you may have lost someone physically. It is kind of interesting how I said about parents. So perhaps some of you did have a narcissist parent in your life. You didn't have the best relationship with a parent or parents, and you could have lost them. And you may have, I feel some of you have an energy of anger and grief, because it's more of, I want to feel sad that I lost this parent, but I'm also mad as hell and I'm angry. So it's a lot. And remember, it's like what, 5 or 7 steps of of healing. It's the acceptance, it's the grieving, it's the admitting, it's all these steps of having before you could fully say, I'm okay. So grief could be with this power that some of you are dealing with some type of grief. And I'm gonna be honest, to go deeper, some of you also could be dealing with a grief from parents, or it could be a grief of a loss of a child, because I'm feeling a baby energy in here. Condolences to anybody in that matter, but I am feeling with that. Now remember, grief is all forms. Yet again, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you guys are dealing with a loss of somebody, like them crossing over, but you could be dealing with this absent energy. Something has been pulled and taken away from you, and you haven't fully accepted it as well too. Okay, so that is a deep energy here to hear this message here. So it says, what you have far outweighs what you lost. At least you had it for a time. So I feel like y'all too that chose this pal, y'all have a hard time with accepting things for what it is. You could be you could have a oh my gosh, the word, and it's so crazy, I was talking about this off the camera, is codependency issues. So you have attachment and codependency issues. A lot of messages coming out for this pal here in number 2, and I feel like whoever chose this pal number 2, you might need a more like private divinational read on healing, because it's real deep with the messages coming out for this particular pal. But you even can have, codependency issues because of losing something that meant so much to you. It could be a relationship, but it's time for the divine. Is like they're trying to get you to not push this grief into something else, but sit with it, have a discussion with grief. Okay. No, it's not these cards. I'm sorry. Let's see. Any more messages for those who picked this pal number 2, spirit, dealing with grief and not feeling confident and sure of themselves as well too. Yeah, Knight of Cups. King of Wands. Okay. Yeah, Star card healing is in here, very strong here with the Aquarius. Some of you could be an Aquarius or an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You might even be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces here. Yeah, we have 5 of Cups here. I feel like for some of you, you're probably listening to this message and you're probably nodding your head like, oh my gosh, like she's on the money. And I feel for some of you, you are in this acceptance. You're in grief, but you're still kind of low key in acceptance. Like, okay, this is what it is, and now I have to do something about it. The 5 of Cups is like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this feeling. I'm tired of this pain, holding me. It's of stopping you from love. It could be stopping you from expressing your emotions. Sometimes we shut down emotionally, and you may have some people come at you and say, oh, you're cold-hearted, you're not emotional enough, what's wrong with you? But really it's because you're saying to yourself, I'm freaking screaming inside. That's why I haven't had a chance to process what the hell I had going on to me. But I feel like what I see with the Star card coming out here, that there's hope, that a lot of you want to be on this road to recovery. But some of you may say, damn, how do I go about this? I will definitely say that some of you need to get a grief counselor. Grief counselor is screaming very strongly for you guys. You guys may need a grief counselor. And let me tell you something, grief doesn't have an expiration date on it. Healing doesn't have an expiration date on it. So it does not matter if you guys are dealing with some type of grief or pain that happened 30, 40 years ago. It is a pain and it is in you. It is spreading. It has spread it everywhere and affected you. So I do feel like some of you need a grief counselor for some type of grief you are dealing with, whether it is a physical loss of someone or someone leaving out of your life, whatever it is, because I feel like when someone leaves you, you take it very hard, but you take it in a different way. You become more cold-hearted, you become more distant, but then you try to like, how it's like the divine saying, you try to like mix other things around it to ignore it. It's like somebody could be talking to you. It's like a child. You know how when you tell a child something and they go la la la, like they make that noise and put on headphones like they don't hear you. That's what you do. But the earplugs are coming out. They don't work no more, right? It's like after a while you got headphones and you go, oh snap, my headphones don't work no more. I can hear. So you're starting to hear these thoughts. And I do feel those who chose this POW, your dreams are getting more strong too. And you're starting to have more dreams about whatever this grief is that you're dealing with, you're having it. And I do feel that is blocking your creativity field as well too. Okay. So definitely grief counseling is coming in here, but it's really time, like with the King of Wands and the Star card, it's really time for you guys to get in your power now. A lot of you want to take on a more leadership role in your life, you know, for your career and just for your life purpose in general. But I always tell people this in reads, y'all might have heard me say this a lot, that we don't realize that the things that we don't really heal from, that affects us in our everyday life. Some people think, okay, I had some trauma or issues dealing with relationships, but then you may feel like, oh, well, how did that have anything to do with my job? I could separate it. No, you cannot separate it, because, you know, even when you're working, you have to communicate, you have to express yourself. That all lends to that one stem, trusting. Some people don't even want to trust to collaborate and work around other people because it's something stemming from something they were dealing with, some type of trauma. So it's like, you don't understand it. When we don't take care of these things, we block ourselves from other things. So I do feel with this POW in particular that you are about to be on the road to recovery. You have been trying it. You have been starting it. I do suggest that some of you get a grief counselor. Okay, you might need a therapist as well too. It's nothing wrong with that, with somebody listening to you. Somebody needs to listen to you. You get what I'm saying? And for those that have already started this is beautiful. That means you're on the road to recovery. Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to go on number 3. Give me 1 second. I'm going to switch cards again. Alrighty, number 3, POW. Give me 1 second, number 3. Okay, number 3, we're going to pull out this energy in here so we can just focus on you. And let's get it started. So let's give an affirmation for collectives that chose number 3 here. Let's give you an affirmation for today. Thank you, Spirit. So we have today, I am healthy. Today, my mind, my heart, and my soul are one healthy being. Yeah, I love that. I feel like this POW is starting to like focus more on your health. You're starting to want to focus more on your health on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level, right? And I love orange. I love it. Orange and yellow, they're both like the same frequency and vibration of happiness, purity, you know, and it's like vibration. You want to bring your vibration up. You want to lift your spirit up. You know, I feel like this POW here makes me feel so far that you are on that road to recovery. But sometimes I'm hearing you may backslide, which is normal in healing. I like to tell people this: when you are going through your healing journey, we're going to fall sometimes. You know, a lot of you guys are dealing with trauma that's more than 30, 40 years old. Some of you are dealing with trauma as old as you. You could have trauma started ever since you was 5 years old, and you could be, 40 or 50 right now. You know, you have trauma that's built up for so long. So it's okay sometimes if you fall, but it's all about picking yourself back up. So I do feel like this POW is trying to take that serious, okay? And for some, you may need to, okay? All right, let's give a inner shadow healing message for collectives for POW number 3, please. Anything else for them? Thank you. Look at that on my hand here. That beautiful red. Isn't this red pretty here? Such empowerment. This is with vibration as well, too. All right, so we have irritation. So it said there comes a time when standing up and being counted may not necessarily resolve the issue, but it sure feels good when you're finally heard. Okay, so yeah. You know, sometimes standing up for yourself can be very uncomfortable. It can cause an irritation. Like when you're irritated, you guys, I know we all had some type of irritation we dealt with, physically with ourselves. And it's annoying, right? But it's like when you scratch when you're not supposed to, guys. But you know how it's like something irritating and you scratch it, you go, oh my God, I feel so much better. And then you go, damn, it's stinging a little bit, but it felt better. It's like that vibe. Like, this POW here is being told to stand up for yourself. At first, it can be very nerve-wracking to stand up on what you believe. But it's like once you get that out, you like, you know what? I feel good. So I feel like with this POW here, You may have a big problem when it comes to standing up for yourself and what you believe in. And it is irritating your soul. So your soul's been getting irritated. I feel like this pal, you are around certain type of energy. It could be dealing with family. You're around certain type of energy that has been irritating you. And every time this person may come around, you just keep tapping your hands like, you know what, I just can't. Some of you might literally burst out and say, hey, shut the hell up just once. Like you may say it and you may really break down why you say it. You know, some of you may have already had this breakdown. And now that you had this breakdown, you probably are like, whoa, this feels a little good, but what the hell? Like you're still trying to understand it. It's because this is needed. You know, I feel like some of you that chose this pal, you are holding in so much. It's like the divine is saying debris. You're holding in so much. Wow, they're saying bacteria. Damn, you're holding in so much that I feel that stems from something that could be from a childhood trauma from some of you. It could be childhood or just that. I feel, you know, I have to get deeper. I feel like this pal here, you probably have dealt with bullying in your childhood life, and you most likely are empaths, usually empaths that are very bright, people that have a bright light. When you don't have confidence of yourself, you don't realize how bright your light is around others. But these energy vampires, they see who you are, but being that they go, oh well, they don't know how confident they are, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, pick at them, I'm going to bother them, you know, so I could just pull the light source from them. So I do feel like your confidence, I feel like your confidence was stripped from you in some type of way. I do feel for some of you, there is something you dealt with in your childhood. Something happened to some of you, and it could have been by the hands of an adult. And I really hope that you guys are getting, you know, the therapy that you need. Maybe some of you are not getting the therapy that you need, but you know, you're like, you know what, it's about that time for me to get the therapy that I need, because irritation is showing me that the soul is very, very irritated, and the soul is ready to relieve itself, okay? And I feel like with you guys, you are in this energy that you're like, you know what, it's about time. Like, I can't ignore it. Because I tell people all the time, like, our soul will keep nudging us and sending us signs until we listen. So your soul is sending a lot of irritation energy towards you. Some of you may even feel irritated physically. You may be scratching physically too in certain areas. And it could be your soul saying, let's go. Like, we need to take care of this. We need to release this. Any other messages for collectors who chose pile 3 here with this, their inner child here? Yeah, 10 of Swords here. You got 4 wands and you got the 3 of wands here. Yeah, this is kind of stopping you from your accomplishments here that you want to do. And for some of you too, like you even could be irritated at work with your career. And it's like the divine is trying to get you to stand up for yourself and stand up in your power here, you know. But this 10 of Swords is speaking a lot to me. Like you guys would really just feel just clustered, and it is time for you to stand up. It is time for you to answer what your soul is nudging towards you, okay, so that you can become the best version of yourself. And I feel like even with this 4 of Wands is a sign that you guys are going to become the best version of yourself. I have a lot of hope for you guys that pick pile 3 here. You guys are going to take care of yourself. A lot of you, I feel, with the 3 of Wands is showing some of you, not all, are on the road to recovery here. You already have started to lift your soul up. You decided, you know what, how can I do things healthy for me? How can I change something physically healthy about myself, mentally healthy about myself, emotionally healthy about myself, and spiritually? Like you already been starting to make this progress. You're like, you know what, I don't want to lay down anymore. This is tiring. I don't want to feel like I'm stuck. I'm really not stuck. It's just the mental that's making you feel like you're stuck. So it's like you're answering the calling. So I do feel that a lot of you are answering this call here. And like I said, some of you may have spoken up and stood up for yourself already, and it feels liberating. It feels good. And you're like, you know what, I'm ready. This is what I needed to do. Now I'm ready to activate more that's to come in my life purpose. And then for some of you, you may actually need to like start on this kind of path and this kind of journey in your life here. You know, even the top card, we have Hermit energy, Virgo. Okay, some of you could be a Virgo, but it is time for you to get in that self-reflect energy. It's time for you to go MIA, I feel, too, from a lot of people, and just make that time just to focus on yourself here. Because I do feel like your soul is burning up. Your soul is speaking to you, and it is time for you guys to answer the call, okay? Beautiful read for you guys that chose pile number 3, and thank you. Alrighty, last but not least, we are going to go into our pile 4 people. Thank you for patiently waiting. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure the cards are clear. All right. Pile number 4. I'm going to pull out an affirmation card for you first. And we're going to see what an affirmation card is saying towards you first, though. Okay, pile number 4, let's give you an affirmation card for today for your high school. Damn, that came out really fast. So we have, today I am flexible. Today I will adapt to changes in my life with an open mind and a positive outlook. So I feel like you guys are learning to be more flexible with life. You are learning to, you know, you can't always fix every kind of change. You have to be kind of accepting to it. So being accepted and thinking positive behind it could be very hard for a good amount of you, because what I'm hearing is like, you don't see a lot of positivity around you. So to you, it's like if anything changes, immediately your negative subconscious starts talking and starts saying something bad behind it. So I do feel like you guys may need to work on this, or for others, you are learning to work on changing your mindset and changing your belief system, okay? All right, let's give collectives, let me shuffle that, give collectives a shadow healing message for those who picked pile number 4, Spirit. Let's give them a shadow healing message, please. Okay. We have numb, and then delay came out. So y'all got 2. So let's see what numb is saying. So numb is saying avoiding our feelings can sometimes be exactly what we need, but at some point the numbness will dissipate. Face it now or later. Either way, it catches up to you. That's true. You know, avoidance. So some of you could be numb to a situation, or sometimes you make yourself be numb to the pain. You ever hear that saying what some people say? They go, oh, you know, it don't even be bothering me no more about what happened. I'm numb to it. Like, that's okay, but then it's not okay, because the numbness fades away. That's like when you go to the dentist or you get surgery or you do something, they numb you for a while. It's like, okay, you all, you know, drugged up and you feel good, you don't feel it, but then you feel the pain after the medicine wear away. What do you do then? Do you just continue to find ways to numb yourself? So I do feel some of you have that tendency that you've been numbing yourself from some type of pain for so long, and it's been causing you to get in an avoidance energy here. And it does make me feel like what this message is saying is some type of changes that have been occurring in your life here. It could be something with a love. Maybe you have a tendency to do that with love here. But I feel like even if it is about love, that it tends you to be numb to other things in your life. Like I said, I feel like the energies that some of you guys are working on having a more open mind and positive outlook, because some of you, anytime something bad happens, it's like you're the energy like, yeah, whatever. I mean, hey, it's me. It happens. That when a person talks like that and they don't show no feeling or emotion behind it, they usually are numb to it. They have, you know, programmed their mind to just say, hey, it is meant to happen for me. They don't, you know, you don't try to look deeper into the source about why it happened. It's like you just inject yourself with avoidance medicine and you just ignore it. But what do you do when the numbness goes down? Because the numbness has to go down some point of time. It has to go down at some point of time. So I feel like every time when it does point, it goes down, you guys find some way to get back in the numb energy again. But guess what? It's fading out. It's fading out. Your soul is like, no, we can't take this anymore. It's fading. That's what it is. It's starting to fade out. It's like the things that you used to do to numb yourself and avoid, it's not working. It's like I'm hearing this energy that someone can hear their voices. It's like, imagine you is around a whole big crowd of people and everybody's talking, right? You're in a big city and everybody's talking, and you just try to like shut everybody out, and you just could see the images. But then all of a sudden you're noticing, you're starting to hear it, and you're like, what the hell? Wait a minute now. I just put these earplugs in my ear or whatever. I'm not supposed to hear it, but you do. So it's like, I feel like that's what's starting to happen. Like the soul is starting to wake itself up. Like the soul doesn't want this medicine that you're giving to it to become numb. Okay, the medicine you're giving is negativity. They don't want it anymore because they're like, you know what, we have a path here. Okay, so your extra message you have here is delay. Not everything has to happen now, and taking time to consider the outcome can be beneficial. However, delaying won't fix anything, as nothing will change. Yet again, it's talking about change here. So I feel like too, it's like, you guys have to realize too that a lot of things that don't happen, it doesn't mean that, oh, it's something wrong with you or it's bad luck. It's just not meant to happen for you at the time. And I feel like acceptance is kind of hard for this pal too. So that is something that you are trying to learn how to do, is to become more acceptance here. Or for some of y'all may need to work on that. Okay, because I feel too some of y'all have a big control problem. I'm trying to figure out, did I use these cards? No, it's not these cards. It's these cards. Some of y'all may have a control problem as well too. You know, sometimes people that are control freaks or neat freaks or have OCD, and I'm not no doctor here, I'm just picking that up spiritually, that it's deeper than that. You know that, right? It's a deeper psychological level than just you wanting to have OCD. It's something that can trigger down to when you were younger to make you be that way. That's just like if you ever watch those shows, guys, Hoarders. I'm pretty sure my older crowd probably watch Hoarders on TLC, and you will look at how they will hoard a house. And I know to the outside world, it's like, how can somebody hoard a house and be in that house for 40 to 50 years? But then when a psychologist comes inside and get a little deeper and speak to them on a mental level and evaluate them, you start to see that it's a little bit more deeper, that hoarding was a cry for help, and that hoarding was a way for them to numb the pain and avoidance. Okay, so I just wanted to say that because I feel somebody is a neat freak and have OCD, but that has a lot to do with their like numbing energy, because you don't want change. Any other messages for those who chose this pile, please, about what is going on with their inner child, with the numbness? Okay, that numbness is that numbness is hitting real hard here. We have the Fool here. That numbness makes it really hard for you to make decisions. Yeah, Four of Wands. It makes it really hard for you to make decisions and be committed to stuff. You guys have a hard time of being committed to stuff. Like if you notice that if you say that you're going to do something, but then all of a sudden you just like, I don't want to do, like you don't stay committed to things. It could be because you are afraid to stay committed to something or someone because you may feel like, hey, I'm going to get hurt. Or you just don't, your belief system is different. So I do feel like the divine is trying to get you and push you, and your soul is too. It's trying to push you out of that energy. And that Fool card is all about a new beginning. So it's like a new you, a new mindset. So I do feel like you and this pal that chose 4, you definitely could be starting to work on that. And then for others, 9 of Swords is under the bottom of the deck. You have 9 and 8 of Swords. I feel like for others, you still may be a little blind to it right now. Like your ego is kind of like, I hear it. But some of you still may be trying to make excuses, but it's like, damn, I'm trying to get my priorities together. And it's like the only way for you to get your priorities together and manifest the things that you want, you got to tackle the root issue of the problem here. You got to start at the root. Because the root has caused this entanglement. Something has caused you guys to get in this energy. So I do feel like a good amount of you is definitely going to start like, I don't want to be numb anymore. I want to feel the pain. So, and I know that's like hard to say, but we have to feel our pain sometimes. That's the only way to find out where it's coming from. Feel your pain, allow yourself to feel this energy and figure out and talk to yourself and, and say, hey, why am I feeling this pain? What triggered it? You got to find out what's triggering. That's just like, I'm going to give this last example. I'll be done. And I hate keep bringing up the dentist, guys. I'm sorry. I'm like dentists, but it's like, that's like you keep going into the dentist and you're saying you have pain and you're just like, they keep asking you, where's the pain coming from? How long it happened? And then you keep telling them, oh, I don't care about that. That's not the point. Just give me the drugs. Prescribe me with some, with some painkillers so I don't have to feel the pain. Like all you just yelling at is about the pain. I don't care. Give me codeine. I don't care about where it came from. I just know I feel it. Give me that to numb it. See what I'm saying? And then that's, they'll come to you and say, we can't do that no more to you. If you want us to help you fix the pain, you got to let us know where it's at. You got to tell us how it started so then we can figure this out. That's what most doctors are supposed to be saying. But it's like that equivalent for some of you. It's like your numbness is wearing out. Let's put it like that. Whatever the medicine you've been using on a mental level to numb things, it's wearing out and you starting to feel the pain. Allow yourself to feel the pain so you can figure out where it stemmed from and how can you stop it, not mask it. So some of you that chose this pile has a tendency of masking your pain. And I seen 32 on the clock. You may want to look that number up. It may have some significance towards you. Very deep reading, guys, for all you. I really hope that all these messages really resonated. Like I said, if you guys feel like you want to get a more personal divinational read, I could even do some divinal messages with these healing cards and tarot to dig in a little deeper personally with some of you with your energies you may have. You would definitely have to email me about prices about that. But yeah, I really hope that this reading resonated for each and every one of you. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please continue to like, subscribe, share. Always hit the bell button for your convenience. And may you have a very blessed rest of your day. Bye, guys. Oh, wow. My phone is frozen, everybody.